Divine greetings, entities, energies, lovelies, bodies of light, seekers and sojourners of truth. 144, chosen of the chosen few. You all know who you are. I'm greeting you in the love that lights the truth. As always, from my heart to yours, I'm Celestial Earth in this divine energy essence of it all. Always reporting to you live from dimension number 5, and I am here robing right now. I'm literally robing in this cold weather here. How they do us in Florida. The cold is hitting us right now. And I know to northern people, they be like, it ain't that cold. It ain't even got no snow. Look, this is cold to us. When it goes below 75 that's cold to us. When it feels like the AC is on outside, that's cold. So, excuse me while I sit here and robe with y'all. And it kind of just goes with the mood of everything. This post full moon is, I don't want to say doom and gloom, but it got you in the loom, if that's even a word. It usually takes me a couple days to bounce back from this full moon, especially when I do a workshop more specifically. It's taken me a little bit longer, and it could be with all the frequencies, the energies picking up. I know I'm not the only one. Some people feeling like they're in limbo. I did a little video talking about being in the limbo, this reckoning, this energy, all that is happening. And there is something to be seen. There's receptivity. We are moving it right along as Third Eye Atlas Cosmic Messenger comes closer to Earth, and we are feeling it. As I've been saying, the Earth is quaking and shaking. It's erupting. Volcanoes erupting over there, earthquakes shaking over there, floods are flooding through the place, particularly because of the Grand Trine, which we're about to come out of now as Mercury and Black Moon Lilith is leaving Scorpio, which kind of exits the Grand Trine. Where Neptune and Saturn is in Pisces. This is all the water, the Grand Trine, the Grand Water Trine has these placements in these water signs, which is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. Jupiter in Cancer, and Neptune and Saturn in Pisces, right? And which is at its final degrees, is closing out. Like there's so much going on as we prepare to move forward into the next level of humanity, the next stage, as the cosmic messenger is on its ecliptic path. And we are getting through the first 3 months. There's so much that I want to share, and I've been feeling a bit stagnant. It's like I haven't been feeling like being bothered with sharing anything. The information is coming, so much is coming in, but when it comes to sharing it, it's like a hold, or as if something is energetically probably holding back. And it could be the way I'm processing energies. A lot of us are processing it in different ways. For me, it's like a lot of, I want to say, annoyance. It's at the point where it's like, okay, come on now, society, 1 + 1 = 2. And I know we all got to have patience and compassion for the collective, which that's why I'm sitting in my stillness, because it is also a little difficult to do when you're sitting there and you're seeing it and you've been seeing it, and it's to the point where, do the math already, right? To me, the simple thing is realizing that there are unhealed wounds, right? To me, that's a simple math. If we want to get to the next level, then face your unhealed wounds. If you have a situation, if you have a certain issue, it's because there's something there that needs to be looked at, me included. And I would take the time and sit back and go into it. It's sometimes difficult to sit down and watch the world around you, people around you, crumbling and not wanting to do the math. And I don't know about some of y'all light warriors, but for me, the hypersensitivity to it makes you want to just kind of pull back, go into your hibernation hole and into isolation, and just kind of sit back out of the way. And I've been feeling a lot of that this week. You know, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Oh, hell, I might as well just not bother. You know, let them figure it out. Um, but I also know that it's about coming out. It's about moving, especially with the grand mutable cross we just had with the full moon. Ooh, that was really shaking up a lot of mutable people who have mutable signs in their natal chart. Check your natal chart and see if you have any mutable signs. That means you have placement in the houses of Gemini, in the signs of Gemini, Sagittarius, Pisces, and Virgo. That's the grand mutable cross. And oh boy, do I. So I'm one of those, they call us shapeshifters. And we're being pulled into this movement. I mean, it was a grand mutable trying for everybody, so it affects everybody. But those who actually have the grand mutable cross in their chart, or maybe you have most of your signs in mutable placements, it is really activating your movement. It's really not the time to be still. So for me, feeling like being still and tucking away and hibernation and isolation, it's saying no. Now is not the time. You got to get up and go. You got to get up and move. Moving is the way right now. There's the shape shifting. The shift is happening. So you got to be willing to, you got to shift. You got to move. Take the time to move. And I'm going to break that down in a video. Of course, I'm like backed up in videos. There's so much, including the full moon, the full information of the full moon. I did a little full moon one, but there's a part 2 that was to break down. So I'm going to do a post full moon one just to share that information that was coming out at that time. Even pulled cards with it that is kind of speaking to the energy of what we're doing in this phase. All right. So, and I want to get that to you before the new moon comes. So, you know, as I'm coming out of it this weekend, that's a goal to get that information to you. And there's one to do about Taurus, about Uranus leaving Taurus and Chiron entering Taurus. That says something in and of itself that needs attention all on its own as well. Neptune going direct, that it just did on the 10th. There is so much. I even have one, and I'm saying it for accountability. I'm saying it to you for accountability, to be lighting that fire under me, that mutable fire, to get it moving. There's one particularly about the natal chart of Jamaica and what the astrology, what the stars are saying, particularly to the situation of Jamaica right now, and just where it's been coming from, the evolution of cosmology. Some may call it evolutionary astrology. I'm seeing a lot of evolutionary in the cosmos, evolutionary cosmology, where we are evolving. Even with the grand mutable cross that we just had, there's an evolutionary movement that is happening even with that, in which I must say this, it was at 13 degrees, and the 13 degrees is really being activated again yesterday. 13 being the feminine number, and femininity, feminine energy is receptivity, the completion. 13 is the full completion, meaning the 12 plus the self, if you can consider it that. If you can look at it like the 12 disciples plus Christ. Christ would make the 13th. So it's like the 12 is a number of that cyclical completion, and 13 is the fullness of that cycle, where you will probably, as I'm seeing it now, would spiral out into the next level, the next phase, the next stage of you. And so we're going through these stages. So these are more evolutionary aspects that I want to share with you all. In each house there is a decan, and the 3 decans, and the 3 decans are also an evolutionary stage through that particular sign. It's kind of like beginning, like introduction, body, and conclusion. That's what that three equals, that trinity, that creative completion. 3 stages in every creative completion. And once you get 3 of those, 3 threes are 9. So you have a completion, a spiritual completion, when you can complete those 3 creative completion steps. Let me not confuse it. However, in each one, there are 3 stages, right? So, and this I'm seeing through the evolutionary process in and of itself. Even as we're going through this 6-month ecliptic path that the third eye atlas has come in on, right? It's already been in our solar system, but as it came up on our radar, it was particularly after the Virgo eclipse moon, and it's on that ecliptic path all the way to March, where it passes its closest point to Jupiter. So there's so much that we're seeing that is opening up, that is taking us along this path and allowing us to see the next stages of ourselves. So stages, thank you, Spirit, bringing me back to the 1, 2, 3. So within this 6 month, from September to March, the first 3 we are already completing. 1, 2, 3, October, November, December. If you're looking at the 5D calendar, you're going to look at Ma'at, Sekhmet, and Bastet. And those first 3 months are the last 3 of the Gregorian calendar year, right? Everybody's, still on this year. And the next 3, the rest of the remaining 6 is actually according to our 5D calendar, according to the cosmos in time. If you don't even want to call it the 5D calendar, according to the cosmos in time, that is the actual last 3 months of the year, as the new year truly begins in spring. So the winter season is actually those 3 months. So if you look at it, there's definitely like an overlapping happening between, there's a major transition in happening within these 6 months. It's highlighting the 3 months of the end of the year Gregorian calendar, and the 3 months of the end of the year of the 5D calendar, the true, what I call true time reality. So we're seeing the 1, 2, 3 and the 1, 2, 3 again taking off and closing out. Again, we're hearing echoes of this is the beginning, the end, and the beginning of an end, such as such, right? So we're seeing where there is an overlapping of that. So there's a lot going on. And so with that, as I said, I'm going to have, as I'm coming out of this passage, I'm going to have a couple of videos out for you where we can speak on what's happening in the stars, especially about Jamaica. So any updates before I go, the updates, but thank you for those of you who have given any donations towards the Jamaica Bill for Bill. We have completed the first one. I told you all we were close to closing it out, so we finally did it. Able to use the proceeds from the last workshop, as I use 100% of the proceeds to go towards it. Those have also taken the donations to the goal. So we've closed out, and the first family will be able to get theirs. And we'll be able to share that with you as soon as we can. I am now looking for a hardware store over there, and I've reached out to a couple of people who are willing to give us an invoice of the bill, who are willing to give to the family what they need and then give us an invoice for the bill. As I said, there's a reason why Spirit has highlighted it in that way, and I'm doing my best to find one. If I don't, we're already almost in the middle of the month. If I don't within this period of time right here, sometime within this month, then I'm going to move along with however we can get these means to them, and it will be present for all of you to see. So thank you for those of you who have give. Continue to give if you can, as the next family is waiting right in line. We have a second family. And that is, if you want to give, you can give to akilahtextri@gmail.com through Zelle. Just put in that email and it'll go directly there. Anything else that is upcoming, the sacral chakra workshop, as I said, it might have been this weekend or the following weekend. That is TBA, to be announced, because I'm really sitting with these energies and spirit is like, don't force it, don't push it, don't force it. So I'm sifting that out to see what we're doing. Definitely not this weekend, because I'm still feeling the processing of these energies this week. I'm still robing, and sitting in the feelings of these energies, and just allowing it to process. So to be announced, it will either be, if not next weekend, it'll probably be the following weekend. And it's the 3-day workshop within the sacral that's really going to help us get into these emotions and looking at how the emotions are indicating to us what they're indicating. These are our energies in motion that we want to move and get them